Maxwell here and welcome to episode 6 of the Parfect journey as we try and take Dunfermline back up to the top flight of Scottish football. Today we're taking on Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup 4th round, so another test against a Premier League side. We're hopefully we can take our form from the Challenge Cup into the Scottish Cup. Form I don't want to take to this game is a league form because quite frankly it's been so inconsistent we might not even get promoted, which when you look at the bank balance over on the right hand side, 524k in debt is not looking good when we're 6 points behind Airdrie. So where has it all went wrong, you ask? Well, it's just inconsistency. You know, it's been good results after Rangers against Albion Rovers, a decent draw at Airdrie before a win against Clyde, which took us into the 4th round. Then it's silly defeats at home to Brechin. We lost a 2-goal lead against Ayr. We were 2-0 up. We had a good result against Stenhousemuir thanks to an Anton Courier hat-trick, who's been getting an opportunity recently. And then a good win at Forfar before you build up all that momentum and then you lose at home to Cowdenbeath. And it's been absolutely shocking. It's been the problem that a lot of people have had in FM, which has been a lot of back post kind of goals from cross-ins, which, as I say, you just got to deal with. You expect it in the lower leagues, but it's frustrating when everybody else has got it. But less they complain, we'll get Kilmarnock. If we get through, great. If we don't get through, cool, we'll get a great season to continue on. We've got a lot of games to try and get ourselves back into contention, make sure we're at least in the top 4 in the playoffs, but more so just make sure we're in promotion. We win the league, that's the priority here. A cup run would be nice for the club coffers, but as I say, we're in a cup final in the Challenge Cup. The League Cup, the Scottish Cup, sorry, it just depends who you're up against, so we'll see. I've reverted to a 4-4-2 diamond, which we'll see Hutton in goal, Talbot and Votto, who we brought in, Mackay, Bain, McCabe's going to sit deep, Cardle, Thompson on the wings, Millen behind the strikers, which will be El Baktui and Anton Courier. Our second choice goalkeeper, Sean Murdoch, is injured, so Murray Wood, a greyed out player, will be the sub-keeper, with Richards, Edwards, Falkingham, our new signing, Harry Cardwell, Callum Fordyce, Leon and Lyon, and Payton on the bench. Cardwell comes on loan from Reading. Obviously, we're allowed no more players domestically, but he wasn't going to cost us any loan fee either. So it was a young striker who I know turns out pretty okay in FM, who I thought could maybe add a little bit of goals to the team. That aside, we're looking at either getting in John Sutton on loan or Sam Stanton to play in the middle of the park, just gives us another one there. We've actually terminated the contract, of Calvin Miller, so it can either give us that option of one more loan signing, so we'll see. We're going to try and get Gucci on Nuenu on loan, on trial, to play in maybe 6 games, so hopefully his experience can help with defence. But as I say, happy the business we've made, and Votto's been pretty good since he's come in. 7.08 rating, 2 goals at the back in 7 games. He's pretty much been solid. But we'll kick into this match anyway. It's a good chance to get into the next round because we're at home. Just going to play standard football. I don't even know can we get another sub? We can. But that's just not put Murray Wood in. That's all. So hopefully we can get a good result here. Kilmarnock are a bit hit and miss. Some saves are good, some saves are poor. A lot of good young players coming through. And it'll be interesting to see if FM has truly reflected that by giving them as good potential as they possibly have. They're 1-4 on, and they're going to play a narrow 4-4-2, so they could either do us in the middle, or we could do them on the wings. Definitely need to watch out for the likes of Callum Higginbottom, Chris Boyd, and they say they've got some good players in there, like Michael O'Hara, or Mark O'Hara, I believe it is. Mark O'Hara, sorry. Martin Connolly, the defender, Kemi High. They're all good young players, and there's a couple of options there on the bench that could cause us problems as well. And we'll get John Potter to do the team instructions, and we'll just say play without pressure, because there is no pressure on us. So much pressure in the league, but when it comes to cup games, not so much. And I feel like we can cause some sort of upset here. So I always go with the same thing. Just every one of you can make a difference, because on the day a player can make a difference, and the match winner. Or effectively, he could make one mistake and that could basically cost us the game. Interesting that both teams are playing this game in black and white. So not as much of a kit clash actually, because ours is more predominantly noticeable thanks to the white shorts. But here's Cardle, hope he loses it. Good tackle there from Votto, so his experience has definitely helped. Anton Courier looking for Lewis Milne, who has been out for a good wee while. He's had a 6-week injury, so that kind of cost us in the middle of the park, losing his creativity, and that's when form dipped a little bit. But Hutton, we're just trying to feel our way back into the game. Here's O'Hara. They're definitely playing very narrow. McKenzie, and his shot hits the crossbar, and it's away by Invotto. So they're going to have a lot of pressure down the middle, which is going to cause us a lot of problems, but hopefully we can get them down the wing. And Jay McDonald, their goalkeeper, has been injured, and Oliver Davis is on. So this could be a good opportunity. Hopefully, as I say, if we can get the ball to Thompson, get the ball to Joe Cardle as much as possible, and try and cause them problems. Disappointing though, there has only been one shot in the game after 25 minutes, and it's been a pretty even game in terms of possession as well. Overall, just want to kind of maybe catch him out right at the end with a late goal. I suppose that's one thing you can ask for. A very, very drab game so far with not a lot happening. There's Anton Courier getting a booking for us. I say, since I've included him, he's been good. And there's your goal. 9 times out of 10, you get key highlights on. A free kick is always going to result in a goal. So as soon as you see him in that position, as I say, he's always going to be a danger man. It's Callum Higginbottom. There's not a lot you can do about that. It's one of the ones where if it's a highlight on key, you know it's always going to be a goal. If it's a highlight on extended, you know he's not scoring a free kick. It's just one of those things with FM. It's not the end of the world. Disappointing we've not really had many chances, but if we can stay in it at 1-0 to half time, we'll maybe look to tweak it and maybe be a bit more attacking. But here's Elback Tui, intercepted. Hopefully nothing mistakes here from Mackay. Yep, we're looking like we're really struggling in the middle of the park, so I may sacrifice a striker, maybe go with 3 in the middle, because I still feel if we go with a bit of width, it can cause them problems. But here's Elback Tui, losing it to Connolly. Now here's McKenzie. To Callum Higginbottom. Chris Boyd's in. And when Chris Boyd gets in those kind of areas, he tends to put the ball in the back of the net, which you've just witnessed there. It's an absolute shame. Good ball there from McKenzie. Sees Higginbottom, and it's a one touch there behind him. Votto. He's been played on by everybody else in the defence. I mean, Votto's just stepped up a little bit. And he's in behind, and it's 2-0 down. So I think in the second half, I'm going to go and attack them, because we now either lose this one 3 or 4-0, or we get ourselves back in it, and we change our system. So not very good. I'm going to go attacking. I'm going to tell them to dribble less but get the ball in the box. And tactically, let's look. Say Joe Cardle was one that wasn't playing great, so he'll be replaced by, I'm going to go with Falkingham, and he's going to play in here. Milne's going to play a bit deeper. We're going to lose McCabe, he's going to come off. For Richards, this is going to be completely bizarre what I'm going to try here for Richards Everton. I'm going to go with a back 5. I'm going to try this. So 2 wingers, having 2 complete wing backs bombing forward. So I'm going to actually go and look for the overlap. With Thompson cutting inside as well, as an inside forward. Despite the fact he says he's better as well. In fact, nah, we'll keep him as a winger. Let's say we'll look for the overlap as well. So we won't hit early crosses, we'll look for the overlap. Falkingham in there as a ball winner. And I say if Elback Tui continues to struggle, we'll maybe look to put on likes of a Ross Lyon or a Payton. If Anton Courier is really struggling with fitness, we'll look to bring on Caldwell. So we'll see what happens. I say you've got to go for it. It's a cup tie. No point in accepting your fate and losing damage limitation. There's no goal difference to pursue here. It's just making sure you get the good result. Or at least you try and be a bit positive in the way you approach a game. So with Anton Courier struggling, we'll just put on Cardwell. Just say to him, just run a bit, cause him some pressure. It's just been disappointing the way we've kind of fell away a little bit, especially in the league. It's teams we should be beating, and it's just silly mistakes every time. Like there was one time the ball came in the box, and I'm like, clear that. And I'm clearly shouting at my screen saying clear that, and like you just knew straight away the opposition was going to score. But as I say, hopefully we can build on a good transfer window, hopefully, and get ourselves back in contention. But there again, Phillips out, the amount of space for Lee Hodson, and it's a great whip ball into the box, back post of course. And despite having 3 defenders there, is of course Rory McKenzie, not known for his heading ability that puts the ball in the back of the net. If it was McGuinness, I'd maybe accept it, but Rory McKenzie, really? Come on, FM. Realism, please. But what can we say? It's just proof that we're nowhere near ready for the top flight, and it's another Premier League side that's given us an absolute drubbing. So, not really any positives to take for this. Absolutely destroyed by Callum Higginbottom. All I can take for that is if we do get promoted and get up to the top flight eventually, he'll be one player to look at. But it's a disappointing result. It means we can focus now on the league and that Challenge Cup final coming up, but that's ages away, and it's up to us to build some momentum with victories over Albion Rovers, Peterhead, Airdrie, and Stenhousemuir. So I'll probably play into maybe April, maybe the tail end of March before we do our next video, and hopefully manage to get some forums sorted and get us down a little bit, but I fully expect that to be about 700k by the end of the season. So apologies, it's a very disappointing update. Hopefully we can get L back to a score, hopefully we can get winning, and hopefully we can get some points on the board. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave the old thumbs up. Any comments would be deeply appreciated, how you're finding the series. And until next time, it's Twitter Maxwell. I'll see you all real soon. Bye bye.